This is a pair of 20 by 50 high power binoculars. I was sent these to review for free, but if you wanted to purchase them, they would cost you $45. They haven't paid me for my review, so my opinion remains my own. So in the box, you get a half-sheet instruction manual, a form-fitting bubble packager that perfectly fits around the binoculars in their case. Relatively impressed with this sealed air packaging setup they have here. You know, that's going to protect these binoculars very well in that shipping box. A case, which is a very inexpensive kind of nylon-y plastic and fabric. And it does not have a belt loop or anything, so it's basically just a dust cover. Oh, it does have a strap. It's a relatively short strap here, so you could carry that as a handle. Potentially, if you pull it all the way out, you could put this over your shoulder. So I think you could carry that under an arm, kind of over your shoulder mount. So the binoculars themselves come in a plastic bag here that's twisted shut. And there are a few accessories with it. We have a microfiber cloth for cleaning lenses, and it looks like a shoulder or neck strap on the binoculars themselves. The binoculars do have connection points down here. So this has kind of a neoprene padding, so that actually feels pretty nice there as the neck strap goes. Goes down to relatively thin, maybe quarter inch, maybe half inch, somewhere between quarter and half inch nylon webbing. And then it has some buckles and retainers here. You're going to have to hook through here, go back through the buckles and hook it on if you want to have a neck strap to these. They are marked here 20 by 50, so that is a 20x magnification, 50 millimeter objective lens, 56 meters at 1,000 meter. They have here a brand name written on them on a little, it's a pad that is glued on to the top of them. There's kind of a rubbery, textured rubber, kind of a rubber, kind of a fake leather texture on the rubber around it. Not super heavy. They do have kind of a metalish plastic coverings here on these chrome covers. I think it's still plastic, but it's kind of a chrome covered plastic. Let's take these guys off here. They have a dipolar adjustment on that side there. You can do interpupillar distance. The interpupillar distance adjustment is not super wide, but appears to be adequate. And there's a knob here. It's a little hard to turn, but it's nice and smooth for focusing. These guys fold down and hang. You could probably pop them out of those connectors there if you wanted to take them off, but they fold down and hang. So they do have a 1/4 by 20 tripod socket right in there underneath this cover. And let's measure these objective lenses. They look like they could be 50. So yeah, I'm going to give them 50 on the objective lenses there. Or 51 to this rubber, inner rubber here, and the lenses really aren't that much smaller. So yes, they are 50 millimeter objective lenses. The exit pupil looks much bigger than the 2.5 millimeters I would expect for a 20x magnification. So I don't actually expect their 20x magnification. Let's see what they actually are. So measuring the exit pupil here, I believe it is a 7 millimeter exit pupil, and that would make these basically a 7x magnification, maybe 8x magnification binoculars. So they're not 20x magnification, they are 7 or 8x magnification binoculars. Now the lenses are surprisingly large on the eye side of things here. They look really large. I'm going to have to look through those and see if there's any benefit to having the lenses on the eye side be that big. So as a comparison point, these guys are 7 to 8x magnification, 50 millimeter objective lenses. They cost $45 on Amazon. This here is a Celestron name brand Cometron 7x50 binoculars. And so essentially Performance-wise, these are in the exact same class. These guys here, I think you can get for $43. So I am going to be looking through both of these, both in the daytime and at night, because a 50x7 is really good for low light viewing, and see if there's any advantage to buying for $2 more the kind of name brand I haven't heard of before, versus the name brand I do trust and use myself. Daytime comparison, these guys were almost as good as these guys. More of the fact that I can actually fold down these eye cups was really the biggest advantage of the name brand Celestron here. These guys here actually can focus a little bit more, so I cannot use these guys without my glasses on because the focuser will not allow me to correct enough for my bad eyesight. With these guys here, I could just barely correct for my bad eyesight with the focuser, so I could use these without my glasses, which was a good thing because these fold-down eye cups don't really fold down, and they don't stay folded down. There is enough eye relief that you can put your glasses up against them and it works pretty well. You lose just a little bit of the field of view, but not too much. Optical quality in the center was about the same. Light gathering power was very similar. At the very edges of these guys, I felt that it got a little fuzzier, more so than the Celestron. Given that they're the same price, given that this is a name brand, it's going to carry more resale value, given that the eye cups fold down, I would definitely recommend these guys over these guys. But they're not really far out of line quality-wise from an optical standpoint. I've been pretty impressed with these guys. If they were at the $25 or $30 price point, I'd say, yeah, go for it. Given the price point, however, at $45, you can buy the equivalent Celestron branded binoculars for the same price point. Optically, I think they're just slightly better. It's pretty close from an optical standpoint, but some of the accessories are a little nicer. The fold-down eye cups are a little bit nicer. You have the name brand, the warranty, the resale value. So these are not bad binoculars, but at this price point, there are just slightly better binoculars with a name brand and a warranty behind them. Now, I am a fan of having the dust caps connected, so it's harder to lose them. If you lose them, you lose both of them. So I do like the connected dust cap, and I like the fact that these dust caps are also linked and connected, so it's going to be hard to lose those guys. I've found that them hanging around underneath the binoculars really is not a problem in use for me. Now, unfortunately, these guys are a little bit bigger than my Celestron, so I can't steal them from my Celestrons. Now, I have found if you turn these upside down, shake them, sometimes the cover does fall off. So you can see these lenses are significantly larger in size than the Celestron lenses. In actual practice, it doesn't appear to affect anything because, the exit pupil size is much smaller than the lenses on either one of these guys. So there's no benefit to that, but it is a difference. Only thing I can think of is that this allows them to use lenses that aren't quite as high tolerance, but get the same performance because they're using a center area and kind of avoiding the whole edge of the area. Or maybe they have a different version of these with different lenses in here that actually do have a higher magnification. So the weight here of these binoculars, just including the lens caps, is 1.7 pounds. That's 770 grams. And this weight is extremely similar to other binoculars in that same class. Okay, I took both of these binoculars out last night and tried them against stars and the moon. These guys did just as well as the Celestrons on stars. The problem was with the full moon, a bright target with a black background. Both of these binoculars have a little bit of hazing going on in that situation around the bright object, but these guys especially had multiple reflections, like 3 white spots around the moon. And there were some issues with these guys as well, but nowhere near as bad. So optical quality really shines through when you're looking at a bright moon with these guys. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than these guys over here. So essentially, you know, if you're looking in the market for the $45 price point for a 7x50 binoculars, you know, the Celestron name brand Cometron are better than these in just about every way. The only place where these have a slight advantage is the focusing adjustment goes just a little bit farther. But that's really only an issue if you're trying to use them without glasses and you have a bad prescription. And you don't need to do that with these guys because the eye cups fold down just fine. And you know, these guys are actually a couple dollars cheaper, so why not go with the name brand?